What's up, you guys? Charlie and Dalen here from MAPerformance, here to release the second part in the line of offerings for the Fk8 Civic Type R by MAPerformance. And if you're at all observant, you already can realize that we're talking about an intake. So, Dalen, I'm going to let you take it away on this one. I mean, to me, intakes tend to be relatively self-explanatory, but there are various nuances to this that make it unique, and you're the guy to tell us.
Yeah, so I mean, like you said, it can be self-explanatory, it can be complex. It's kind of one of those things where when you're just installing it, it all makes sense. But the goal is to get more air in when we pair it with our downpipe, more air out, pair it with the cat back, easier to get that air out of the car, more power. But yeah, so the kind of basic sense is we want more air to go into the engine. As we kind of move with a lot of these modern vehicles, we start to see the torque modeling and how they're mapped. The intakes have become a little more difficult to work around because no matter how much air you're putting into the car, the ECU is just correcting itself back. But we've been trying to work our best to get a product that is going to look good, it's going to be easy to install, and it's going to pick up some power, especially once you utilize either a Pro Tune or one of the MAP OTS tunes that we're going to work on and be releasing for this hopefully early next year. Like we've talked about in previous intakes that we've released, we always want to use the largest possible filter, the most surface area both for the most air to get in and the most cleaning power. You're not going to have to clean them as often when they're larger, just a much better design for our purposes. So what you can see here is kind of we have, I'm trying to drop this. This is a prototype stainless box. The factory or the production box will be very, very similar, just a few small changes. What we have is a box. We'll seal across the top. This is going to seal to the hood. So this is actually sealing off the air compartment from the engine bay, but not a completely sealed air box in the sense that it's going to prevent air from coming into the box. So it's going to feed from the factory inlet. The air is actually able to tumble around the filter, and it's going to come into, we'll show our velocity stack that we have built in that we're working with too. All of this is designed to utilize factory mounting points, slide right in, and then we're going to have the actual intake tube itself. This one did present a couple challenges for us just due to the sizing on it. As you can see, there's not a lot of room to work with, and with MAF placement cars, you want as much straight before the MAF as possible to keep that air flowing and not turbulent or mess up the readings. So we spent a lot of time on the dyno kind of playing with the locations of this and landed right here. We were able to make this work exactly the way we wanted to. And then we have all the factory connections for like the Venturis and the factory PCV system that connects into the intake. So yeah, a unique little piece that definitely was challenging to get exactly what we want out of it. And once again, aesthetics are very important. We want something that's going to look good in the engine bay. So we were able to tuck some of the bulkier plastic pieces underneath, which was really nice. Same thing, couplers, clamps. So this is going to be our billet velocity stack. So one of the things that we use on all of our intakes is going to be a velocity stack to help pull that air and actually increase velocity into the actual intake itself. What we found was the normal standard ones we use that have a center inlet weren't going to fit with a large filter without hitting the hood or compromising down below and hitting a bunch of radiator hoses, intercooler piping. So we kind of were faced with a challenge of how do we incorporate the best possible performance and have it fit the car without having to cut a hole in the hood, which none of us are going to do. So this is a very unique piece that we actually spent a lot of time. We have a pile of different radiuses, different locations for the inlet that we tested on the dyno and found this one to work best with what we wanted, pick up the most power. When it's in the car, it's kind of a statement piece. It looks very, very in your face, very bold, but also we have a couple that we've tried like different coatings. It can be a very subtle piece if that's kind of more what you're into. Yeah, overall it's kind of not like any other intakes we've seen on the market that are much smaller closed boxes. So hopefully it appeals to you guys as much as it does to us because we're really excited to put that one on the market. Kind of our unique spin on a touch that I think we're going to be seeing more and more in a lot of the vehicles as, like I said, the engine bays get more complex. We're working with more organic shapes. As you can kind of see, this isn't just a simple square box. There's a lot of complexity to how we can fit around what we can fit in there. So yeah, very proud of our team on what they came up with there. Same thing as kind of all the other products we talked about. We do have an installation video. There are some unique parts of the installation is fairly simple as long as you follow the instructions and how everything goes together. If you do try to install one thing before the other or after the wrong piece, follow the instructions. It's going to make your life and our lives a lot easier overall, just because of how compact that engine bay is. Other than that, there's not too much really I have to say about this part.
We're going to go ahead and link to the actual installation video that we made for this product somewhere here on the screen. So if you're interested in checking out how it is that you'd be able to install this, or if there's anything that you don't think you'd be able to do, or just want to see us do it, go ahead and check out the link somewhere around here and you'll be able to watch that video as well. Otherwise, I think that about wraps it up for what we talk about with this. If you guys are interested in actually purchasing one of these for your FK8, go ahead and check the link down in the description where we'll take you right to that page where you can see things like pricing and everything else that you'd possibly want to know.
Availability, all the fun stuff.
Yeah, all the fun stuff. So nonetheless, that's where we're going to end it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the release of that part as well. So we're also really excited to kind of release that full trio and the full suite that we have coming out for this car in this first release of products. The catalog, if you will, of parts. So nonetheless, guys, we'll see you in the next one. Be sure to toss this video a like if you enjoy this kind of content from us, and leave us a comment down below with your thoughts on the intake and with any other requests that you'd have on parts you want to see Dalen come up with for this car. He will do every single request that is ever in the comments below.
I'll give him to the team.
We'll at least convey the information.
I'm just the beautiful face here. I don't do any of the work.
Yeah, all right. Anyways, guys, we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.